Cartel, my people, my babies, my dogs. What's good with y'all, boy, man? You already know what time it is. It is your boy Golden Ghost, man, and we are here yet again with another discussion video on classic versus modern controls. I keep having to go back to these. I thought I already settled this conversation before, but I guess the memo just not going through. The message ain't going through. The views must not be hitting or something, because people just don't get it. The war is never gonna stop, though. The war is never gonna stop. So why do I defend this so much? Is because it is another accessible option. It's free choice. You have the option to play whatever you want. You can play classic, you can play modern, you can play dynamic, you can play whichever way you want to play. But the moment that you guys want to gatekeep and call people trash or call people whatever because they use a certain play style, because they do whatever they do whatever with these control schemes, bro, like, what are we doing right now? You know, what are we doing right now? And I know that's speaking devil's advocate, because if you guys probably seen my last video, I was probably on there raging, complaining about people's play styles and stuff like that, how people play and they like to jump around, and I'm getting real salty and mad and throwing my controller and all type of shit. That's entertainment. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about actually, like, getting down to the meat and potatoes, bro. The control schemes, really? That's like the last thing that we need to be talking about, bro, when it comes to these types of things, bro. And I literally say that because literally the only thing that changes these controls are execution. Execution. That's literally it. It's like I'm having this conversation with Kazuya players from Tekken all over again, bro. When you're doing an electric wing god fist, doing that, and you just think your character is just the hardest character to learn, and it's elitist and nobody should be using them, and if you beat them it's because your character's trash. If you lose to them, that means you're trash. Like, bro, we need to zero in real quick. So Justin Wong made a TikTok, right? That's the only reason why I'm here. Justin Wong made a TikTok, and I'm not even gonna show my face for this shit. Real quick, before we even jump into it, bro, I just need to show y'all this screenshot, bro. This was kind of funny to me. This comment was hilarious. It was something talking about Marissa, and then my man's right here gonna say she goes into the barber shop with a Spartan helmet and says cut what's visible. Boy, that shit had me rolling, G. Hey, but that's neither here nor there. We came here to talk about this. So Justin Wong made a TikTok because he's playing Modern Geef, right? And the comments are trying to flame this man for using what he wants to use, or choosing to use modern. Now, I did see somebody in this comment thread that was like kind of like defending it, but at the same time like being fair about it, which is what I'm saying, bro. Like, be fair about this shit, bro. Use whatever you want to use, but don't act like just because you're using modern you're guaranteed a W, or don't act like just because you're using classic you're just automatically better than the other person, bro. These things were fine-tuned in a way to where it should be even on both fronts. You feel me? That's the whole reason why modern has the nerfs that it does. That's why it has 20% damage reduction. That's why the auto combos they give you are not optimal at all. Now, I got these screenshots from my boy who I be gaming with and stuff. So shout out to him. Justin, why you using modern? Because that's what he wants to use, bro. And then this is another thing. You can hardly get people to play with me with modern controls because they want to either practice or show off their skills. Now, I don't really know what he means by that. If he means that people are not playing with him because he's using modern, then y'all are just as bad as the online Tekken scene, bro. Y'all just as bad. But if he's referring to like asking people to use modern, that's a whole different discussion. So I'm gonna take that comment with a grain of salt. Let's check this one out though. I think that one's later on. So what's this one? I wanna find the one where he was actually Here we go. Modern controls, bro. Really? Yes, really. And then my man's quirk. This was the guy who was like kind of like defending but being fair about it. He said, God forbid he plays something that they're comfortable with. And then my man's gonna say, Justin Wong is a multi-time Evo champ. You telling me he needs modern controls? Okay, this is where I gotta, bro. It don't matter who you is. You could be Sonic Fox. You can be Punk. You can be Nephew. You can be the Kill Sage. You can be Diaphone. It don't matter, bro. Play whatever control scheme that you want. I guarantee you they all know how to play classic, including Justin. Justin knows how to play classic just fine. But he willingly chose to play modern. Because that's what he wants to play with. What? Like, bro, I don't get why he's not allowed to pick the easier option, and the only thing that makes it easier is the execution barrier. Okay? Let's see. I'm sure, because these are out of order, so I'm sure this is probably like somewhere on this thread. I know this is the same conversation. Even so, I can only know my matchup fully, and because they're a noob pressing one button, they get rewarded for not actually doing anything. That's backwards. Okay, I'm gonna stop this right here. First of all, just because you use modern does not make you a noob. There's plenty of people who are experienced who are able to do non-auto combos with the modern controls. Y'all do realize that, right? You can do combos with modern without having to just hold down the auto button and spam. You don't have to just it's not like that, bro. I don't get where that whole stigma comes from. But it's not nobody just pressing just one button and they're getting rewarded for it, bro. If you're getting hit with one auto combo repeatedly and you're not able to do nothing about it and adjust, that is a you problem. That is a skill issue, buddy. That is a skill issue. Because these things are punishable as hell. And if you would play, you would know that. My man's right here. Hey, some people can do it and some can't. I'm assuming he's referring to the execution. Modern doesn't automatically win you games. Yes, modern doesn't automatically win you games. Just like classic doesn't automatically win you games. Because the control schemes only affect execution. You guys do realize that the execution barrier is only one layer. It's a big layer, don't get me wrong, but it's literally one layer to the fighting game recipe, right? Y'all do realize that, right? There's so many more things that go into a fighting game than just combos. Why do you think that most people can get high ranks with just doing pokes and no combos at all? Just straight up fundamentals. Because the fundamentals are footsies, shimmies. I don't even know all the Street Fighter stuff. I just started playing this shit. But y'all get what I'm saying, bro. It's so much more than just combos. It's so much more than just pressing buttons. You feel me? You have to learn how to control the neutral. You have to learn how to mess with the throw game. You have to learn how to do the shimmies and footsies and get your spacing right and stuff like that. You have to know when and when not to jump in. All this other goofy stuff, bro. It's not just all about combos. It's not just all about combos. It's not just all about execution. You feel me? And I feel like they understood this, which is why they nerfed it the way they did. They took away moves for certain characters and they took away some of the damage. They can nerf it more. That is true. They can nerf it more. They can probably take away more moves for certain characters. Some certain characters, they didn't seem like they lost anything. But that doesn't take away from the fact that they're able to use this and it's still a fair experience, bro. It's still a fair experience. Well, if you know what you're doing on Classic, if you've been playing this for years and you played it on Classic, if you played this for years for the Classic controls, then why are you even complaining about this? Because you're smacking people on Modern anyway. You should be the main one punishing these auto combos. You should be the main ones hitting them with a max damage optimal combos that's costing the less bar with the least amount of bar that's doing the most amount of damage. And it should be so much damage that modern shouldn't be able to keep up, right? Then what are we talking about? You know? Having the skill set and experience to outplay modern controls is what makes good players. You can't change what's already there, accept it or don't. What else is there to say? You know? I can be better, but it doesn't matter if I make one mistake and they capitalize it with one button. That ain't fair in the least bit. Well, that, and it was clear his use of drive gauge wasn't optimal because Ken got nasty setups from drive gauge and meter. Okay, your one comment don't matter. The first one though, that doesn't even apply to anything, because what did you do to make this mistake? We're throwing in hypothetical situations, right? What did you do to make that mistake? Did you do something stupid and whiffed? Because if you did that, yeah, modern if they do an auto combo, they can punish you with one button, sure. But if you whiff punish against somebody that knows their shit on classic, you're gonna get punished for 35%, 45% off of one mistake. Yeah, they're pressing more buttons, but you just made the argument. You said something earlier, right? Where was it at? It's only trash bags that play that shit. You should get why should you get access to moves just because you lose damage? Learn the fucking inputs. It ain't hard. You just said it ain't hard, right? You said it ain't hard, right? But you're complaining about losing the one button. If you make one mistake, they capitalize it with one button. That don't do is nowhere near as much damage as classic, right? So you're gonna lose 45% off of this one mistake. Let's say you whiffed. You're fighting somebody with classic that knows what they're doing, and that knows their classic combos. That ain't hard. And you just lost 45% of your health versus a modern control that's using auto combo that's only gonna take maybe 15%. Unless they do the ultimate, unless they do the auto combo 3. The same thing can exactly be said about class control. That's why we punish for those mistakes. Yes, you punish for those mistakes, and that can be said for any control scheme. That can be said for any control scheme. Let me go back to that one screenshot though. Why should you get access to the moves? Cause you lose damage. Learn the fucking inputs. It ain't hard. He's kind of wrong right here. Because there are people who have modern controls that can go past plat or gold, but that's not the purpose of this. If you're losing to stuff because you're making mistakes, because you're doing stuff, they're not doing anything but using simpler tools to get the job done. Does that make sense? You're using yeah, you lose damage and stuff. You don't have as big a move set because as other people who use it on classic. But at the end of the day, they're punishing you for their mistakes, for your mistakes. I'm assuming that they have control of the neutral because you're the one sitting online bitching about it. And I'm also assuming that they're hitting you with auto combos because you're the main one complaining about getting hit with one button. That sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a skill issue. It sounds like you need to learn the block. It sounds like you need to control the neutral. It sounds like you need to it sounds like you need to learn how to deal with it, my guy. Because the modern controls does not make you better at the game. Just like classic doesn't make you better at the game. It is the player who gets better as they play, no matter what control scheme they use. It's a reason why people who play Classic for so long had eventually, when Modern was introduced and they tried it, they said that they went back to Classic because it feels fucking weird to them. It's a reason for that shit. But no, it's you guys just want to fucking gatekeep this shit so fucking bad just because it's the control. It's just like, I think the reason why this is getting ramped on so hard is because the only character that's really worth shitting on right now is JP, because he's like a fucking Mortal Kombat character. But man, y'all really dragging it with this fucking control shit. Y'all really is. I need to explain something to y'all, bro, because y'all want to complain so much about these fucking simple ass buttons. Like that really makes a difference. You want to know what you guys complain about so fucking much? You guys love to complain about this fucking... Let me just pop one of these up. I don't even care. I'm talking right now. You guys... You want to know what other game has simple inputs? Dragon Ball Fighters. And what's ironic is I have my modern control set up exactly like Dragon Ball Fighters, with the light, medium, heavy, and then the special, bro. So... It's literally the same thing. Yet that's gotta be one of the most deepest fighting games. There's so many ways to be creative and do stuff with combos with these simple ass buttons. The hardest thing you're gonna get is quarter circle forward, quarter circle backs. Let's look at another game that has easy buttons. Tekken. Even though you might disagree with me, that might be a hot take, but no, that is literally the truth. People can literally headbutt their controller, all 4 buttons, and they can button mash their way to victory. It's literally possible. If you're not mashing one button, then you're mashing all the buttons, it's possible to make some shit happen. I've done it with Huarong, just mashing. And I've beaten high ranked players with the shit. Online, of course, not no professionals. But you know what the fuck I'm talking about. The game only has 4 buttons, and instead of focusing on combos, which you can still do combos, but instead of focusing on execution, it's just button presses. You just time your buttons like anything else. Just like the auto combos. Just like it would be for auto combos. The only difference is you're pressing... Instead of pressing one button 5 times, you're pressing 2 buttons, wait a second, press 2 more buttons, wait a second, press 2 more buttons, you get a screw in the combo, and then you end it with another button. Literally. It's like it's not hard. You don't have to do all this extra shit. And that's not even to say that classic controls is hard. I'm just trying to hammer home the point that this shit is not fucking rocket science, bro. These controls are modern to be more catered to the outside people to come into this shit. Whether they want to switch to classic or stay on modern, that's on them. But bro, for y'all to be... It's just so crazy that I even have to feel like I need to explain this shit for the 4th time, bro. Because... Okay. I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to leave it where it's at. We're just going to end it off with this. And I'm going to try to make this real brief so that I can put this in a short. These games, modern controls does not make the player at all. Modern controls does not make you better. Modern controls does not make you worse. It is your skill in controlling every other aspect of the game that makes you good. Who cares if you learn the inputs? You can learn all the classic inputs you want. You can learn all the classic combos you want. It don't mean shit if you don't know how to play the fucking game. If you don't know the fundamentals, you don't know the footsies, you don't know your shimmies, you don't know how to deal with stuff on defense. If you don't know how to fucking block. You know how many people I play online that don't know how to fucking block and they get their shit wrecked? If you don't know how to do any of these things, then you're going to get your ass whooped regardless of what control scheme you have. Same thing for Tekken, same thing for Dragon Ball Fighters. 2 games that have basic button layouts, basic buttons. It don't take much to do stuff execution wise on these fighting games. Same And the same can be said for classic, but certain people want to dodge that execution barrier of doing 360s and 720s with Zangief or whatever the fuck. If they want to do that and eat the less damage, that's their choice. Let these people do what they want to do, bro. Shit. That's all I got for y'all, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I keep ranting about this shit and I keep going on a tangent, but this shit needs to stop. This shit needs to stop. The war's never gonna end, and I'm gonna keep making videos every time I see some shit that pisses me off, because y'all act like y'all are literally gatekeeping freedom of choice at this point. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And the fact that you guys are literally prioritizing just one control scheme, just that only changes execution. The fact that y'all are targeting that one setup, the fact that y'all are targeting this one thing, shows me that y'all know shit about fighting games. That's the only thing you're fucking complaining about. If you put a modern control player versus a classic control player, this is where I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it with this question. If you guys put a modern control player who knows how to control the neutral, who knows how to play defense, knows how to play the neutral, play his footsies, and the only thing he don't really know how to do for real is advanced combos that you can do on classic, and put him against a classic person that don't know how to do none of those things, but he knows his command combos, and then the modern player destroys the classic player. Does the classic player have the right to complain? That's my question. Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm out of this thing.